On a quiet hillside under the evening sky, Mary Magdalene sat alone watching the distant lights of Jerusalem flickering like stars. Her thoughts were heavy, her heart wrestling with all she had witnessed in recent days. She recalled the miracles, the profound wisdom, and the compassionate gaze of Jesus. A gaze that had seen her, truly seen her, when she was at her lowest. The townspeople had always misunderstood her, painting her with the broad brush of their own biases and judgments. But Jesus was different. In his eyes there was never a hint of condemnation, only acceptance and a deep understanding. His compassion had not only healed her, but had awakened a profound courage within her, a strength she never knew she possessed. For years Mary had followed Jesus closely, not just as a disciple but as someone who felt uniquely connected to his teachings. In quiet conversation she learned of the boundless love he preached, a love that could reach beyond the boundaries of race, status, and circumstance. To Mary, these words weren't just teachings. They were a way to see the world, to understand herself, and to connect to something infinitely greater than her own experiences. As she sat, she remembered the times Jesus had shared insights with her that he hadn't shared with others, glimpses into the mysteries of life and death, the nature of the soul, and the realm of the divine. He had spoken to her of inner truths, urging her to find her own light and embrace it despite the shadows cast by society. And while some whispered of her role in his life, claiming she was nothing more than a close follower, Mary knew that her connection with Jesus was special. He had empowered her, given her a voice and purpose, and in a way made her an equal. But their connection went beyond words. Jesus had trusted her with secrets of his mission, and the strength she would need in the days to come. In the intimacy of shared prayer and silence, she had seen a side of him that few others knew, a human side that was vulnerable, yet deeply connected to the divine. Mary had watched heartbroken as he was betrayed, tried, and condemned. She had stood at the foot of the cross, tears streaming down her face as she bore witness to his suffering. It was a scene that would forever be etched in her mind. In that moment, she realized just how deeply his teachings had penetrated her heart. She felt the weight of his words on forgiveness, the gravity of love and sacrifice, and the challenge he had left to those who followed him. Days later, while the others hid in fear, Mary gathered her courage and approached the tomb in the early hours of the morning. The sun had barely risen, and a soft mist lay across the earth. When she arrived and found the stone rolled away, her heart leapt, torn between hope and confusion. She couldn't understand what had happened, but instinctively, she knew she had to stay. And then in the quiet of that garden, he appeared to her. At first she did not recognize him, mistaking him for the gardener. But when he spoke her name, her heart recognized him instantly. In that moment, a profound joy washed over her, mingling with disbelief and awe. She felt the depths of his love, his enduring presence, and an unspoken reassurance that his teachings, his mission, would continue through her and others. In those precious moments, Jesus entrusted her with the message of his resurrection. "Go to my brothers," he had said, urging her to share what she had seen. It was a task both exhilarating and terrifying, but she knew, just as she had known from the start, that she would be faithful to his calling. Mary returned to the disciples, her voice steady and her heart brimming with purpose. She bore witness to the miracle she had experienced, the resurrection she had been chosen to see first. From that day forward, she carried his message not just with words but through her life, a life transformed by the trust and love that Jesus had shown her. In the years that followed, Mary became a source of strength for the early followers, reminding them of the hidden strength they too possessed. She remained the keeper of his legacy, her story woven into the tapestry of faith, known as the disciple who was chosen to see and believe first. A woman whose unique and hidden role with Jesus would forever shine as a testament to his boundless love and the profound trust he had placed in her.